What is up, everybody? It is Ian from the PI Podcast coming at you with my Jaguars week 1 of the preseason recap. It's our second game of the preseason. We did lose, but there's a lot of good to take away from it, so we're going to dive right into it. We're not going to waste any time. If you guys are new to the channel, please like the video, subscribe. We talk Jaguars, we talk Falcons, we talk all other 30 NFL teams. We go live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you don't want to miss it. It's always fun. We always talk with the people in the comments about, and that's what we base our podcast off of. So please join. We'd love to have you. Anyway, let's dive straight into it. First off, let's talk about this defense, because this defense is looking like it's going to be pretty good this year, and I've already said it in multiple videos. I think they're going to be top 15 in the league defensively. Up until this point, I've had questions about the offense because we just haven't seen. I follow all the reporters that go to training camp. They have said that there's receivers struggling with drops, which I was a little worried about. However, I finally got to watch some of them play this year in the very first game that the starters played in the preseason. First off, I just want to say Trevor Lawrence looked different than he did last year. If you remember last year in the preseason, the Jaguars did not score a touchdown until week 4 of the preseason. This year, they did it in the first 3 drives of their first preseason game together. Trevor Lawrence went 6 for 12, 95 yards and a touchdown. Granted, the 50% completion percentage isn't that great, but that's not what we're focused on here. The Jaguars defense not only got a fumble that put up 3 points on the board, they held Deshaun Watson 1 for 5, 7 yards, and a 39.6 passer rating. Granted, Deshaun Watson hasn't played in a year. It's looking like another year and a half, or another half year at least. But Deshaun Watson was one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL before he took his hiatus. So let's go on to the running back room. Travis Etienne, finally got to watch him a little bit. And what did he do? 9 carries, 23 yards, average 2.6, but he did break off a 12-yard run. Snoop Connor got some carries. He went 7 for 21. Trevor Lawrence, 1 rush for 11 yards. But this wide receiver room is what I really want to get at right now. Zay Jones, showing he's got a connection with Trevor, which is very important because he is going to be wide receiver 3 on this depth chart, I believe, but he has a very good chance to be wide receiver 2. We still have not really seen LaVisca, Marvin Jones, or Christian Kirk. But with the wide receivers we did play, the tight ends we did play, Zay Jones had 2 receptions for 47 yards. He had a 32-yard catch to start the game off, and he was only targeted 4 times. So he missed 2, or Trevor missed 2, whichever way you want to look at it. Tim Jones, 5 receptions for 42 yards. He's pushing for a roster spot. Laquan Treadwell had 2 for 27. And Luke Farrell, who again is trying to make a spot. Well, I think he's gonna make the roster regardless, but he's pushing for the 3rd tight end spot between him and Manhurts. And really, they both bring completely different things to the table. Manhurts is a very solid blocking tight end. Luke Farrell looks like he's getting good in the passing game, and he's a decent blocking tight end as well. Travis Etienne also had 1 reception for 10 yards, and we've already talked about it. Evan Ingram, the 1 catch for 9 yards, but it was a touchdown, which is very good to see. We're only paying him $9 million this year, but to me, he's on a 1-year deal, so I really want to see Luke Farrell make his way into that top tight end spot for us eventually by the end of the year. We did have a fumble by Luke Farrell, but like I said, he was a rookie last year who didn't get to play because of Urban Meyer. This defense, though, looked extremely well. Did not have any sacks, unfortunately, but did have multiple tackles for losses. Montaric Brown, who we drafted, had a TFL. Adam Gotsis, who we just re-signed, had a TFL. Chad Muma, our second draft pick, our 3rd draft pick actually, had a TFL, and he looked very good in his second game. He looked a little slow in his first game, but his second game looked very good. Let's see, Jameer Jones looked TFL. Gregory Jr. had a TFL. He's another one that we drafted. Dewan Smoot, who I think is going to be a leader on this defensive side of the ball. This defensive line, I think, is going to be very good. Between Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, Arden Key, Dewan Smoot, I think these guys are going to really make their presence felt in the backfield for us. Trayvon Walker was bullying the left tackle. He looked very good. He caused a fumble, and he was held on one of the plays because he just completely overpowered the left tackle. Granted, didn't win the game, but like I said, we're looking at depth at this point. That's our big concern for the Jacksonville Jaguars, is our depth. Obviously, the Jaguars went up 13-0. They lost 24-13 as soon as the starters went out. Cleveland scored 24 points. Now, I'll say that the Cleveland running back room is extremely deep. So their fourth and fifth string running back would be a second string, first string on most teams. Their quarterbacks played decent. Joshua Dobbs, I think he was on the Jaguars for a little bit. He was lighting it up. He's making a very good case to be the backup behind Jacoby Brissett this year for the Browns. And Josh Rosen, he 6'7", 100 passer rating, 56 yards, nothing bad there. Didn't score, but he played a good game. So basically, our big concern is our depth. I think our starters are going to play good. We just got to hope nobody gets injured, which is the hope every year, but specifically our backups are not very good. Jake Luton, he is fighting for that third spot, but at this point, I don't think the Jaguars should even have a third quarterback. If Jake Luton's our third pick, CJ Beathard didn't have that great of a game either, but he's a quality backup in the league. He's proved it with San Francisco. So I think CJ Beathard's a very good option to have behind Trevor. And obviously we don't want Trevor getting hurt anyway, so hopefully none of them ever have to play. But I don't like Jake Luton. 6'6", gets balls batted down at the line of scrimmage. How does that even happen? You've got people like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. Granted, they're elite quarterbacks in the league, but if they're 5'11", 5'10", not getting their balls knocked down, how is a 6'6" quarterback getting it knocked down? Just doesn't make sense to me. Our offensive line didn't play well. Our backups didn't play well. Jake Luton was sacked 4 for 25 yards. Granted, maybe 1 or 2 of those sacks was Jake Luton's fault, and 2 sacks isn't really that bad. But still, you don't want to see any sacks at all like Cleveland. Cleveland didn't get sacked at all, so... but that's our depth. Trevor Lawrence has not been sacked in the preseason. Granted, he's only played in 1 game, but still, that's a very good thing to see. We want to keep Trevor up. We don't want him to get hurt. Same thing, we want to make holes for Travis Etienne so he's not getting hit hard. But like I said, I hope next week we get to see a little bit of Jamal Agnew. That's really what I'm missing from this team watching. James Robinson, I'm cool with him sitting till the season starts or even a game or 2 after the season starts. Travis Etienne and Snoop Conner, I think, can handle the load. And Devin Lloyd, I want to see Devin Lloyd play. We haven't seen him yet. So those are my big takeaways from this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. After every Jags game, I'm going to be doing videos similar to this. Pratesh is a big Falcons fan, so he's going to be doing this after every Falcons game. And then we cover all 30 other NFL teams as well. Obviously, us being fans of these teams, we cover them a little bit more in depth, but we watch all the NFL games. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you for watching the PI Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and tune in next time so you don't miss the latest news in the NFL world. You can also follow us on TikTok at PIPodcast and on Twitter at PIPodcasters. Until next time.